have a great opportunity of introducing our next guest, a topic I love to talk about on the other side of sports.
What's
There's
that?
always relationships.
Oh, you need it. You need to talk about that.
Did he say I need? Okay, see, well, she's going to help me out today. Okay. But here with us in the studio today, we have Chanel Nicole Scott. Welcome to the Shop. And she's a relationship, not necessarily an expert, but I call her a conversationalist. How about that? I'll add that to your title today. Yes. She's actually from the Henderson area.
Yes, I am.
So we're glad to have you here. You're an author. You're on a television show about relationships and do so much. So I'll let you kind of introduce yourself and what you do.
Okay. Well, my name is Chanel Nicole Scott, and I'm actually originally from Henderson, North Carolina, but I live in Atlanta, Georgia now. I am an author of the book Relationships Matter. I'm also executive producer and creator of Relationships Matter, which is a television show that I partner with two-time NBA champion Josh Powell.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yes, we do that show on In the Black Network, and actually the owner of that network is James DeBose, who's actually out of Greensboro. He used to be the GM at Fox Soul.
Yeah.
He has since launched a new network called In the Black, and you guys can download that on your smartphone so you can watch all of our shows. I'm also the creator of CheMinistry, a relationship platform, which was also featured on Fox Soul initially. Mm-hmm. And it is a television show, but it's also an event as well. Okay. So I love to talk about relationships. Anything relationships. If you let me sit with you long enough, I'm going to know all of your business.
Girl, you in the right place.
Yeah, Pam will give you all her business.
Whatever.
You're going to help her out, too.
She'll give you all of everybody else's business.
I know.
Oh, the shade.
You don't know too much about mine.
The shade.
Getting back to the interview. So I always like the hashtag relationship matters. Yeah. But tell us, unpack that more. When you say relationship matters, unpack what that really means.
Yeah, we have transparent, candid conversations about some of the more known relational issues that we run into today: trauma bonding, infidelity, not being chosen, why her, not me, those types of interesting topics. What's so funny?
Don't worry about it. Let's keep the party going.
And we like to just hash it out. Wow. I mean, it's like unpeeling the onion. We unpeel all the issues, pull back the layers, pull off some scabs sometime, and then we arrive at a place of healing. But I like to have the conversation with Josh. He loves to talk about relationships. And it's also good to have a male and a female perspective so that you can get both sides. And then him being an NBA star, you kind of get that, you don't want to talk to someone who hasn't had the experience, right? So you get to really pick his brain and really get his perspective and views on the topics as well.
Oh, man, we are rocking with unbelievable, entertainer, expert on relationships. Chanel Nicole Scott. But I'm looking at something where there's another project you're involved in called Crown with Vivica Fox and some other people. Talk about that as well.
Yes, sir. I am a host on the new talk show Crown, which is also featured on In the Black Network. Okay. And I do it with my co-host Vivica Fox, the singer Selena Johnson, and L'Oreal, who's a host on the Morning Hustle radio show down in Atlanta.
Okay. Mm-hmm. And that's just kicking off now, or how long you guys been doing that?
So we launched that show back in October 2023, and we've done 12 episodes so far. So if you want to check it out, you can go to In the Black Network and watch all previous episodes, and that show will be back third quarter of this year. And we just talk all things, like we talk about lifestyle. I think the thing that my focus on being there is relationships, of course, and then I'm a big fashionista. So, if you see me on my platforms,
Wait a minute. So define fashionista.
Yeah,
what is that?
I'm going to dig in.
I'm known for my expensive suits, and I got the braids in today, but typically I have a little spunky short hairdo that people know me for. I'm trying to transition out of that.
Okay.
But I love to dress. That's my thing.
All right, well, I ain't mad at that.
Well, Crime said a long time ago, when you look good, you feel good.
That's right.
That's
right.
You get paid good. That's exactly right.
So I subscribe to that.
Exactly.
Oh, man, we're talking with Chanel Nicole Scott, a relationship expert, so amongst many other things. But let's just get into it. So let's, ain't no need to come on here. We ain't going to spill nothing.
Exactly. Let's spill.
So as you go through this process and you talk to many people, you've interviewed many people, has there ever been a time where you're having a conversation where you kind of say to yourself, what in the world is wrong with this?
Every
going
time.
Like that all the time.
Every time.
You just gotta look at him and say, "How did you get here?"
Yeah.
Well, just a little bit about how this came about. Me myself had failed relationships, right?
Like
And
most
so I
people.
went on an 8-year celibacy.
Well, now,
Yes,
Whoa.
8 years,
Is this on?
8.
from 10 to 18.
8.
Nice. Nice.
Yes.
8.
8 years. I think it started at age 33
Okay.
to
Wow.
41.
Okay.
Yeah. And so getting back into the dating scene, just wanting to have the conversation and understand the male perspective, I made a lot of mistakes. I'll be the first one to admit, right? And so I wanted to learn how to do it right. And so I wanted to have these candid conversations with
stupid, by the way.
men mainly, but
We
men
about to
and
have one
women.
now.
Look,
we
you
about
got
to have, we about to have a candid conversation now.
this
you gotta
happens
turn
every
up.
time.
Right.
This had like when I say 8, people stop listening. They're stuck on 8. Yeah, they stuck on 8.
I mean, is it a TV 8 or just like
No, it's a real
like,
8.
like a real 8?
Real 8.
You know what I
Like
mean?
real
said
8.
TVA.
You know,
Real 8.
so
No
do-
dating, no date. I didn't, of course, I mean, I'll be the first one to say, because it takes discipline to do something like that. But I didn't date at all during those 8 years.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow. So So in this in the midst of this process, I'm just trying to think. Like I'm sure you go through certain phases and plateaus or what have you during the midst of this process. Like how does that work? Do you like question? Do you ask yourself, well, like when you get really, really close, say, okay, now I don't know what the heck I'm doing here. How do you kind of work through that?
In terms of relationships?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, for me, I had a strong desire to be married early on at the age of, so I'll be 50 this year.
Okay.
So at the age, at 33 years old, I felt like at that point in my life, I had accomplished everything in terms of my career, own my home, drive a nice car, but I didn't have a husband, right? And so my desire was to be married. And so
If they don't leave me alone.
No, I got something in my eye. Hold on. Go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead. I'm so sorry. Keep it going.
I met men. Don't get me wrong,
This
guys.
is my life.
I met men, but I think in retrospect, my issue was overstaying my welcome, not knowing when to leave.
Wow.
Right, and trying to force the issue.
Hold on. Keep on talking. You keep on talking. Come on. You keep going.
Yeah.
Yeah, just overstaying my welcome. I like
checkbook
what I
out. You
like.
need to pay for
know?
this, Pam.
Yeah. Nah.
Look,
This is
You
good
guys-
therapy for you, P.
no, I mean for me, I'm 6'1", right, flat-footed with no shoes on. So I was attracted to athletes. So there comes a lot.
Yes, I
you
can
know,
see that, yeah.
a lot that comes along with that, right? And you like what you like, and so I kept getting into failed relationships that just didn't work. And so I desired to be married, and I prayed about it, you know, because we do pray.
Yeah.
And rather than getting the husband, I lost everything, y'all. It was like, okay, so if you really want that, we got to start with you. You know, even though I had a career, I wasn't in purpose. So that was important, knowing who I was as a person, knowing my God-given identity, and tapping into that first, right?
Yes.
Because if we're going to ask God for his best, we got to be his best. And I thought I was his best, and so I didn't realize I wasn't until I lost everything. Because you can't really see yourself when you got everything. You can't really see your foolishness when you got everything, right? What? So, yeah. Yeah, you know,
That's
you
a
tend to
word
smell
there.
yourself when you got everything.
That's
You don't
a
think
word
nothing
right
wrong
there.
with
That's
you.
a word right there, man. I'm telling you.
Tell you, boy, you say that clip.
You ain't lying.
I'm gonna play that for a couple people on this show. I'm gonna say, listen to this. You can't see yourself while you got everything.
You can't. You know, it wasn't until I lost everything that I saw myself the way God saw me. And it was like, ooh, child, you a mess. You know, so I had to do the work, and still doing the work. It's a never ending process. Right. But I will say that, I mean, I lost everything, but he gave it right back. You know, and I got to a point when he was
good
like,
like
okay,
that.
I can trust you. You know, I'll give it back to you. And so,
Amazing.
yeah, so just tapping into purpose. That's the most important thing. I tell people, before you even think about being in a relationship, make sure you know who you are. Make sure you know what your purpose is. And that way, if it doesn't work out, you know, you might be disappointed, but you can walk away still whole. You know, because sometimes we get so broken, we attach our value to a man. We don't love ourselves, you know. And so for me, it was like overstaying my welcome because I thought they made me a better person.
Right.
You know, when in fact, I'm good all by myself.
Yes.
Let the church say amen.
Amen.
Amen. I'm trying to tell you.
Well,
Well, that's all I got.
I got a few more things.
Go ahead, pal.
We are having a powerful conversation
Yeah.
with Chanel Nicole Scott, who is a relationship conversationist
Yes.
today, is what I want to say. On this road to a healthy relationship, right? What are the top 3 or 4 red flags that people miss, women and men, that they miss that keep you there too long?
We make excuses for people. The inconsistencies. Like if when someone is not treating you the way you want to be treated. But we make excuses. Oh, he busy. Oh, he didn't call me because he was with his mama or his kids. Now, the older you get, you got the kids. That's the crutch. You know what I'm saying? But if he wanted to, he would. And then the communication. I don't want to upset him. I don't want to ruffle any feathers. I just want to go with the flow. There is no flow. If you purposeful and you're intentional, we need to have this conversation.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? And then find out we're on the same page. And the moment you find out that you're not on the same page, you need to be out. We're not going to wait around. We're not going to wait around and waste time. That's how you end up being 49, about to be 50, and single because you wasted time.
Well, wow, that's good stuff. Good stuff.
You can turn my mic off now.
I thought y'all said y'all fixed the AC.
See, it's hot in here. It's kind of hot in here back. Back, it's kind of hot in here.
Look, so do people know you be out here just calling people out like that?
I'm just here to tell the truth.
So how does it work? Because I'm really intrigued. Because I love the fact that you can have a conversation and be real and honest with people.
That's really
and
good.
Have people see themselves for the BS that they are right now. But they still come in with it. They come in with that mask and all of that. And you just sit there and you're like, oh, okay, here we go. And they start telling you this and they tell you another thing and you think, so you don't get it, do you? You don't get it, do you?
Right.
Do you ever get to a point at some of these interviews or some of these conversations that the person says, okay, maybe I do need to do X or I get it now? Or do most of them just walk away thinking that,
They'd be in denial, probably.
Right.
Some of them. Most of
Yeah,
them.
they'd be in denial. But when we have some of these conversations, some of the men and women do have aha moments.
Okay.
Because sometimes they can't receive it or they don't have someone who they respect enough to be able to receive that type of constructive criticism.
Okay.
But when you're listening from a different perspective and you're in a setting where you can actually get your thought out, because most times in like private conversations, people check out. They're like, I don't want to talk about this no more.
Right.
But in those conversations, you have no choice but to sit there.
Wow.
Yeah.
'Cause you're a part of the conversation.
That's incredible. Well, Chanel, tell people how they can follow you, because obviously with all this information, I'm pretty sure they want to get engaged in what you're on. You mentioned some of that, but how can people follow you as well?
Yes, you can find me on all social media platforms at Chanel Nicole Scott.
Okay.
Chanel Nicole Scott.
There it is.
Have you ever tried talking to some of these AAU parents?
No, but I've heard the story.
No, trust me. You need to. Hey, that's an untapped market. You need to get in that market right now.
Yeah, you talk to some of them.
Yeah,
Say, you think he gonna do what again? He may well go to Miss Johnson's science class.
You lying.
But you just talk to him. Just talk to him. Just have a conversation.
I know.
Okay.
Just have a conversation with him. Because sometimes they need that truth.
That's exactly right.
Sometimes they need that truth.
Absolutely.
Thank you so much. This has been awesome.
Thank you.